All right, folks, we should be live here. Welcome, everybody, to my weekly Sunday live stream. Really happy to be here. I'm back home here in Nashville and just getting back on the train here and getting back on track here with following through here with these weekly live streams. You know, I've been doing these whenever I'm home in town. I do these every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're not on Eastern Time here in Nashville. We're in Central Time. But yeah, I always look forward to doing these. And whenever I'm back home here in Nashville, I always do it here live from the Tone Loft here in my studio. And just happy to be here. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box. You know, I'd be happy to answer any and all questions. The only questions that I don't answer that I try to stay away from, just for those that are brand new here, I try to stay away from questions that are more technical or more advanced kind of guitar playing questions, just because I save those for my one-on-one online consultations, and it just wouldn't be fair to the people that hire me and pay me to teach them. So I save that stuff for them, but anything else is fair game, anything else is cool. So feel free to just drop it there in the chat box. But yeah, it really feels good to be back home here in Nashville. I've been touring a bunch as of late, doing a lot of weekend warrior gigs. I've been doing a bunch of acoustic duo stuff as of late, which has been really fun. And I always love doing those acoustic duo tours. They're always really cool. They're very chill. They're just very easy going. You know, it's a very easy setup. I really just bring out a Gibson J45 reissue, and then I just have a small little pedal board that just has 3 pedals on it. Just has a Peterson Strobo Stomp tuner, a Boss GE7 just to be able to boost for my solos and stuff, to be able to really cut through a mix. Just because when you're playing single notes in comparison to full-on chords on an acoustic guitar, the full-on chord voicings are going to read one level, which is going to be significantly higher than your actual solo level, just because the pickup is only picking up single note information. So I like to compensate with using the Boss GE7 and be able to add on the level to really be able to cut through a live mix so that my solos really jump out. And then I just have a Strymon Flint, which I absolutely love. I use it here. I'm just looking here at my pedal board here for electric, and I absolutely love it on electric, but I also really like it on acoustic. And not a lot of people use that pedal or think to use it with an acoustic guitar. But the artist that I've been working for as of late has a lot of tremolo parts that are very signature to the song, and I have to be able to recreate that live. It's just so important to be able to hit that and have those tones live. So I just use the Strymon Flint, and the tremolo sounds amazing on acoustic, and the reverb is also really good. I'm not a big reverb guy, but what I like about this Strymon Flint is it's just very simple. You know, it's 3 knobs. There's a mix knob, a decay knob, and a color knob, and it's really hard to get a bad sound out of it. You know, it just really, no matter where you have the knobs turned, I just use my ears and just dial it up to whatever I like. And I just like to have just a little bit of verb underneath my fingers when I'm playing acoustic. But as I say, I'm not a big reverb guy. I don't need a ton of it. And honestly, a lot of the time I do leave it off. But every now and again, excuse me, I may just need just a little bit under the fingers. More coffee, man. But yeah, so that's cool there. So thank you everybody for being here. Looks like we got some more folks joined up here. I really appreciate it as always. I've been getting back on the track here with making more videos here on the channel. As I say, I'm sorry for the delay with making these videos. You know, I've been touring and traveling a lot as of late, so it's been very difficult to try to juggle everything. I still try to go live whenever I'm out there on the road, but it's kind of all over the place as far as the actual schedule and when I'm actually able to go live, just because the day can be so chaotic out there, out on the road. So I try to just fit it in wherever I can. You know, if I have an hour or an hour and a half, I'll try to go live just from my hotel room. But when I am here once again here in Nashville, folks, every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, I'm always live here on YouTube. So for those that are brand new here, looks like we've got a comment here from CZ. Hey CZ, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it as always. Let's see. Good morning, Justin. Good morning. Just wondering, when you were young, did you take lessons? And when you did, and your parents discovered that you were passionate about the guitar. Yeah, so from a professional standpoint, I'm mainly self-taught. Like as far as my whole Nashville career, I didn't know anybody when I moved here. I moved here about 10 years ago now at this point, which is hard to believe. It's really flown by. Um, but yeah, when I was young, I did take some lessons as well. And I'm mainly self-taught. The way, really what I learned the most in is like just by playing with other musicians and just working with other people. Just getting together and playing music with other people is just so important. And, I really feel it's really something that is missing from today's day and age, because a lot of people just play to a camera and they just play solo guitar just by themselves and they play a million notes or whatever, right? But they're not working, they're not playing with other musicians. And that's really where you learn a lot, you know. So that was a huge thing. Even when I was young, my dad used to take me to these blues jams and stuff. I would just sneak into these clubs, and I would be totally underage. I was like 12 or 13 or 14 or whatever, getting into these blues clubs and these blues jams. But yeah, I mean, that's really where I learned, was just playing with other musicians. It's so important. But yeah, I did take some lessons, for sure. And let's see, what was the other one? When did your parents discover that you were passionate about the guitar? I think pretty early on. I mean, I started to develop really quickly as a player. I started practicing a lot, and like I was just saying, playing with other musicians, getting into blues jams, stuff like this. So I really started to develop quickly on the instrument, and my ear started to really develop quickly as well. Even since I was young, I could listen to a record down, and I could hear what the chord was, or I could hear what that note was. I could hear how that was played, and I just had an ear for it, And a lot of people have told me that I have like a natural ability, but that's just how it was, when I was young. I really just developed very quickly, and I think my parents realized that, and they were like, okay, like he's really actually really good at this, and I'm a very realistic person as well, just for myself. I mean, even before I moved down to Nashville, I really felt good about my guitar playing, and I really felt confident that I could really make this a career, and I just really believed in myself, and my parents did as well. And I just decided to make the move, about 10 years ago now, which was pretty much right out of high school. I came down here, and I didn't know anybody, but I really felt good about my guitar playing, even back in those days. And, I just came here with the mindset that I'm willing to learn. And the music business is just one of those businesses that you just have to get out there and just meet people and just throw yourself out there. And that's really how you learn. And that's where I'm really trying to go with all of this. Like I was saying, with playing with other musicians, moving to Nashville or moving to a music town, or no matter where you live, I mean, just playing with other musicians, throwing yourself out there, playing these gigs, that's really where you learn. And that was really the mindset that I had before I moved here about 10 years ago now at this point, is I'm just willing to learn. I'm just going to show up there, and I'm ready, and I'm able, and I'm willing to learn. So now at this point, I've been doing it for about a decade now, so my playing has really elevated even more now, and I feel so good about my guitar playing. My ears are so dialed in. I can hear everything. I can hear literally everything. And I just really feel good about it, But yeah, really great questions for sure, I think my folks really realized, like once I started to really develop quickly, I mean, about a year into playing, they were like, wow, he's really serious about it. And, he can really play, actually, which is like a surprise, and actually, if you check out my, this video that I posted, this was a little while ago, I was inspired because, I had seen that, Tom posted a video of his son playing guitar, and it just took me back to those days when I was in my bedroom playing guitar at that age. And, so it just inspired me to post a video up of, me playing Sweet Child of Mine. I played it when I was like 12 years old, something like this. But yeah, it's just really cool. I'm so glad that I have that video, that I was able to look back on that and just be able to see like how I was as a player. And I actually still have that Les Paul that I learned on. I started off with a Squier Strat. That was my first guitar. And I just wore that thing out, man. I just played that thing like crazy. And I remember the action was just so high off of the fretboard. I mean, it was crazy. And it was like literally unplayable. But then I got this Les Paul Studio, and I actually still have it to this day. I still have it here in my studio. I don't really play it all too often. The neck pickup is dead in it, and you know, the bridge pickup still works, but I just kind of keep it in the case, and it's just to remind myself, you know, of those days of when I was learning to play, and you know, it really helped me, you know, playing on a better instrument than what I had. That Squire Strat, man, that thing was just impossible to play, literally unplayable. But yeah, that Les Paul Studio really changed everything for me. You know, I just idolized guys like Jimmy Page and you know, Slash, Mick Mars from Motley Crue. I mean, so many rock influences for sure. And you know, especially seeing Jimmy Page with a Les Paul, I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I was like, man, I got to have me a Les Paul. And just having that Les Paul Studio, which is the most affordable model from the Les Paul line. But even having that guitar, it really changed everything for me, and it really inspired me to play. And just having that guitar, I just will never forget that feeling, having that guitar in my hands in my studio. You know, well, I mean, this would be in my little bedroom, in my little practice room at that time, but just in general, I still get that same feeling. You know, like even this 61 ES335 I just got recently. You know, having that guitar in my hands, there's just a particular feeling that's very hard to explain, but it's just such a deep and personal connection that you just don't forget, you know. And I still remember that feeling with that Les Paul Studio. So especially at that age, it was just incredible to be able to have that. I just thought it was amazing. So let's see, we have Ride to Die in the house. Hey, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Excuse me, sorry. Hey Justin, I'm glad I was finally able to make it to a live stream again. You planning on growing a beard? Yeah. What does it look like? But thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Let's see. CZ says here, where are you from and what musicians are you influenced by? I was connected to you from Tom's channel. So glad, and you are certainly are a good young man in music. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate that. What musicians was I influenced by? So, you know, I'm more of a rocker for sure. I mean, I grew up more listening to, you know, Motley Crue, Led Zeppelin, like I was just saying with Jimmy Page, you know, Slash from Guns N' Roses. But I'm just a lover of music in general. You know, I really love rock. I love jazz. I love pop music as well. You know, I just have a wide range of music that I like to listen to, and even growing up, I would definitely say more rock music was definitely more of my influence for sure, even like Alice in Chains, stuff like this. But as I started to grow as a player and as I started to get older and stuff, I started diving more into jazz music. Like, I really like George Benson. He's one of my favorite jazz guitar players. Pat Metheny, of course, is a great player as well. So I kind of have a very wide range of stuff that I listen to for sure. But let's see, where are you from? So I am originally from the suburbs of Chicago. Originally is where I grew up, but then I moved to Columbus, Ohio, and finished out school there, and then moved down to Nashville about 10 years ago now at this point. So yeah, there's that there. Okay, yeah, I was connected to you through Tom's channel. Yeah. Hey, well, thanks so much. I really appreciate it, you know. We definitely made some cool videos together with those Firebird videos, and even with my Les Paul special. So go and check that out if you haven't already. I'm sure you've personally seen them already, but for those out there, we definitely made some cool videos, so go check that stuff out. Let's see. CZ says here, your whole face transforms into joy when you talk about guitars. Hey, that's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah, I definitely love it. I absolutely love guitars. It's literally my life, you know. Just writing music, creating music, playing guitar, chasing down these vintage guitars. It's my life, you know. It's what I've devoted literally everything to. I mean, since I was a young kid, just always practicing and getting better. And, That's always the thing, even for me. Like, I'm still learning, I'm still getting better even to this day, and that's what's so cool with music is that you could do this stuff for life, and there's always something more to learn. There's always something more you can do to improve your playing, to, you know, play a particular lick or be inspired by a particular song or riff or something like this, and then it brings something new out, right? And that's what's really cool with these instruments, and why I love, one of the reasons why I love vintage guitars so much is because it's just so inspiring to play. When you pick up an old instrument and that neck is just perfect, the way it feels, it's just, oh man, like this 61 ES335, when I pick it up, it's so inspiring to play, and it brings out different licks and different ideas, different things in my playing because I'm so inspired, and my ear is really like hearing all of these tone differences, and I'm feeling all of this stuff with the instrument, right? And it's just, that's why I love vintage guitars so much, because when you find the right one, and not every single one is always going to be great. There's some that are absolutely terrible, but when you find that one magic vintage guitar, whether it's a pre-65 335 or like this 60 TV Yellow Les Paul Special, they're just so inspiring to play. And the particular tone that you get off of like old P90s or old PAF pickups, again, they're not all created the same. They're all different. But when you really find that perfect magic combination, it's just so inspiring to play. And having all of these different sounds and these different tones, it really brings out the best in you as a musician. And once again, it's just so inspiring to play. So that's really why I love this stuff so much. Whenever I pick up a Strat, I'm going to play this Strat differently than I would play my 335. Or I'm going to play my Les Paul Special different than the way I would play my Firebird 5, right? It just depends on the tone, depends on the instrument, depends on just what I'm hearing, what I'm feeling, what I'm getting off of this instrument. So it's all about the inspiration. That's really what it's all about. And, that's why I love these vintage instruments. And for me, first and foremost, it's all about the instrument. That is the most important thing. As far as any kind of pedals or amps, stuff like this, yeah, that's a small part of the equation, right? But it all comes down to the instrument. It's the most important thing. It's all about that instrument. It's all about what you're feeling, how you're inspired by it, right? And, if you have an instrument that's just unplayable, you're not going to play your best, you're just not going to be inspired by it. So for me, it's all about the instrument. That's first and foremost, and then all the other stuff comes afterward. For me, with the guitar amp tones, I really like a Fender, a Marshall, and a Vox. Those are really the only three tones that I really chase or that I really go after. And honestly, even with the Vox sound, like if you were to dial up a Marshall Plexi, like over here, I've got a couple of them up here. But, if you were to take a treble boost and run into the front end of this Marshall Plexi, you could actually get very close to an actual Vox sound. So really for me, a Fender and a Marshall, those two are like my favorite. For the Vox sound, I do have a Matchless DC30 that I really like a lot. But, I mean, to be honest, you could really get away with just using a Marshall Plexi and just hitting it with a treble boost. And you could get very close to an actual Vox sound. So, pretty cool there. But really for me, Fender and Marshall, that's what it's all about to me. So, really those two amp tones there. And with the pedals, I mean, there's so many good pedals out there now. It's overwhelming. There's just millions of pedals, I feel like, out there. But the Boss GE7 is just a staple. That's a great one. Of course, the most important pedal on any pedal board is the tuner. So a Peterson Strobo Stomp tuner is just absolutely incredible. I think they are the best tuners on the market, in my opinion, right now. And then, I really like the Line 6 stuff as well. Like the HX Effects is great, or the HX Stomp. I have this M9 here that I've just had for years now at this point, so I just use this. But, the HX Effects is really good. The HX Stomp is really good. There's just so much great stuff out there, and the technology is just amazing. And what I like so much about the Line 6 stuff is that, you can reprogram this thing to do whatever the hell you want it to be. So I don't know, there's like 200 plus effects or something like this. Don't quote me on that. It's, 100 plus, 150, something like this. Something crazy, just an insane amount of effects. But what's so cool is just with the turn of a knob, you could reprogram the thing to do whatever you want. If you want it to be a rotary, if you want it to be a reverse delay, a chorus, a tremolo, whatever it is you want it to be, you could reprogram it. And it's very easy and very simple to use. And for somebody like myself, where I'm working with all of these different artists all the time, I need to have a bunch of different tones and a bunch of different sounds. So it's really nice to just be able to reprogram it and not have to change up your pedal board and have to have all of these different pedals and all this different stuff. Man, and the modulation effects off of this HX Effects or M9, they are just phenomenal, man. They are so good sounding. And that is one part of modeling that I would say really has come a long way and really has come together is the stomp box modeling. Now, I don't like the drives that are out of there. I still like the analog drive pedals just because there's just nothing better. And the digital thing, I can hear a top end thing with the digital stuff that I don't like. And you can just hear that it's digital. But what I like so much with that Line 6 again is, for delays, for modulations, for, reverse delays, modulations, whatever the hell you want it to be, you could just use that, man, and it sounds excellent. So for all of that other stuff, use the Line 6 stuff, but just use real analog drive pedals, and man, it's just an amazing sound for sure. Let's see. We have Bjorn in the house. Hey man, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Do you set the Peterson Strobo tuner to Sweetener? Yeah, I've got it on there. Yep. Yeah, Sweetener guitar. I'm just looking at it here right now. But yeah, it is the best. And to be honest, I was not a big fan of the Strobo tuning method, of just having that wheel and you got to get that wheel to stop completely so that's how you're perfectly in tune. I was used to more of like the TU3 where it just lights up green when you're in tune. But it is amazing how much more accurate that this Peterson is, man. I mean, it is just so dead on accurate. Like even with the Boss TU3s or some of these other tuners, it'll light up green or whatever and it's very simple to use, but it's not as accurate in tuning as the Peterson Strobo Stomp. It's just another level, man. It's just dead on accurate. It's just incredible. So I really, really trust those Peterson tuners. I think they are the best, hands down, for sure. Oh, man. But yeah, folks, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer it there. And, I do want to take the time to mention and talk about my one-on-one online consultations. These consultations are just absolutely incredible. This platform is just absolutely amazing, and it works so well. It is literally as if we are sitting right next to each other. There's no glitching up, there's no freezing up, and you're actually seeing and hearing here the exact setup that I use for these one-on-one online consultations. So it's all shot on a 4K definition camera. It's all pro video and pro audio. And what's so cool with these lessons, folks, is that you actually will get a recorded copy of the lesson itself at the very end. So you could always refer back to it. You could download the video and rewatch it as many times as you'd like. So it's a really, really wonderful platform. And, I really spent the money. I really have taken the time to really dial this thing in and really have an amazing system here for everybody that I teach all over the world. And I just cannot say enough good things about it. Something about myself is I don't feel good if it's not the absolute best quality. For me, I really want to make sure that I'm really putting out the best version of myself possible and just the best quality, especially when it comes to people hiring me and hiring me for these one-on-one consultations. I really want everybody to have a really good experience. And I just want it to be really good and really solid. And I don't feel good if it's not solid. So I'm telling you, this one-on-one consultations. They are absolutely amazing. Once again, it's all shot in a 4K definition camera. It's all pro video and pro audio. You're actually seeing and hearing right now the exact setup that I use for these online lessons. So to get some more information on this, hit me up today at jkm4231@gmail.com. That's jkm4231@gmail.com to get some more information on this. I'd be happy to get you down in the books today, folks. Once again, send me an email. Check out all of my other links that I have down below there as well in the description box. I have several ways that you guys can support this channel. You know, these live streams, folks, the reality is this is truly a donation of time. I really just like to do these because I like to connect with everybody, and I like to just show my appreciation to everybody out there that watches my videos and appreciates my music and my art. So, you know, but really at the end of the day, folks, this is a donation of time. You know, so any and all support is really appreciated. You know, if you guys want to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar, throw a little love in the PayPal tip jar, or even throw a super chat here on today's live stream, any and all support is really, really appreciated. Thank you. So we've got Keef's World in the house here. How's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. This is a new name here. This is cool. Let's see. I have a Line 6 M5 that I can't get to boot up anymore. Might be a firmware issue. I love the big reverbs on it. Yeah, those M5s are cool. I wonder what's up with that. Maybe you powered it wrong or something. I'm not sure. It could be a firmware issue. You know, I'm not sure there. But yeah, those M5s are excellent. They're really, really good. And they have a new version, actually, of that M5, the HX1, it's called. And they are just phenomenal. I mean, I cannot say enough good things about the Line 6 stuff. I think their pedals, like the HX1, the HX Effects, HX Stomp, the M9, even the old DL4s and stuff, I mean, they just sound amazing, man. They sound incredible. And I think for the money, it's just one of the best buys out there for guitar pedals, especially that HX Effects, because it's just, or even the HX1. I mean, you really just have to weigh out what your situation is, right, and what all you need. I mean, with the HX Effects, what's cool about it is that you have the 6 switches there, so you could program those to be different effects. And, you know, it's just really versatile, where it has these different effect loops on there, where you could route your drive pedals into the effect loop, where you could, you know, change the order of it within the signal flow of it. There's just all kinds of different stuff that you can do with that HX Effects. And you can still do that stuff with the HX1, but you only have one effect at a time. So that's the big trade-off there with that, with the HX1, where with the HX Effects, you can switch all of these different effects, you know, up to 6 at a time. So pretty cool there. But yeah, I used one for years, and you know, I still use this M9. I've just had this JHV3 mounted one for a really long time now at this point. So I just roll with that, and it sounds great. It sounds really good. But those HX Effects, man, they are just amazing. Really, really good. And whatever amp that you're using, I mean, you can make it work with whatever you want. If you do the effect loop stuff, like you have a, you know, newer amp that has an effects loop on there where you want to route your delays into the loop, you could wire it up 4-cable method on the HX Effects and be able to route your delays going into the effects loop, and then everything else in front of the amp, or however you want to set it up. It's really, really versatile. But yeah, so there's that there. Once again, folks, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box. You know, I'd be happy to answer it. I always really look forward to doing these live streams. It's really awesome, and you just never really know what to expect with these live streams and where we're going to go with this and where the conversation is going to go. So it's always really a lot of fun. So thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Looks like we have a bunch more people that have joined up here. So once again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box. And also, if you guys would like to support the channel, once again, I just want to take the time to mention this, because these live streams truly are a donation of time. Check out all of the links linked down below in the description box. I have several ways that you can support this channel. We have been talking a lot about the Line 6 stuff. So if you guys would like to make a purchase over at Sweetwater Music, I am a Sweetwater affiliate partner where I just get a small little commission off of the actual sale of whatever it is that you buy, but it does not cost you anything extra whatsoever. So if you're looking to buy a Line 6 HX1 or an HX Effects or something like this, a Deluxe Reverb, a Nobles ODR1, something like this, I just get a small little commission off of the sale. And once again, it doesn't cost you guys anything extra. Just kind of a cool way to support the channel if you're already looking to buy some kind of gear. And Sweetwater Music is just absolutely amazing. I mean, they are incredible. They're one of the best, if not the best, music retailer in the world. I mean, they have everything there. I mean, anything you could want, from mic preamps to audio interfaces to guitars, pedals, amps. I mean, it's just crazy the amount of gear that they have there. And I just would love to go to Sweetwater, actually. I've actually never physically been there. I've bought a bunch of stuff from them over the years, and I love Sweetwater, but I really would like to go there and check it out. I've seen some videos on their facility, and it just looks incredible. But Sweetwater is just amazing. So go and check them out. Click the link down below. I just gave them my top picks, where I just gave them 2 pages of my top picks of some of my favorite gear that they sell there and what I use personally. So go and check that stuff out. Once again, it's all linked down below in the description box. Man, espresso, strong. Damn. Man, this is really wonderful. Thank you all so much for being here. I really do appreciate it once again. This is really awesome. I am getting ready to hit the road once again this week. I'll be playing in Springfield, Illinois, and then somewhere in Iowa. I can't remember what town we're playing in. Off the top of my head right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, we are playing in Iowa once again this Saturday. And then I'll be back home. And then next week, I'll be playing in Arizona. I'm doing a 3-night run out there. So that'll be pretty cool. Really looking forward to that. That should be a really nice time of year to be out there. Arizona is just absolutely beautiful. And the weather should be really amazing out there. So really looking forward to that. I've just got a bunch more gigs coming up here. But that said, whenever I am in town, I just want to keep everybody informed here that every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, that's Central Standard Time, I'll be going live here. As long as I'm home here in Nashville within my studio, I commit to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every Sunday. And this is my weekly live stream. So for those that are brand new here, welcome. And I always look forward to doing these, but as long as I'm home, I'll be doing that every Sunday, 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. If I'm out on the road, just stay tuned. It's a little hard for me to figure out exactly when I can go live, just because it can be so chaotic time-wise out on the road there. But I normally try to do a live stream every week here at some point. If I'm home, it's every Sunday. If I'm out on the road, it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday, something like this. So just stay tuned for that. Let's see. We got a super chat here from CZ. Thanks so much. I really do appreciate it. Give you some sound effects here. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Since I've been question loaded on here today, I think super chat donation is in order. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's super nice. And it's totally cool too. Ask away, no problem with all the questions. It's all good. I really appreciate the support. You've been a loyal supporter of mine for a long time now at this point. And I tell you, I really appreciate that. So thank you. That really means a lot to me. And, it's folks like yourself as to why I'm able to do this for a living. It's why I'm able to continue doing this after all these years. And, it just really, really is something I think about all the time. So thank you for that. It really means a lot to me, Let's see. Inca Cal here says, what do you think of the Tonex stuff? I haven't messed with that stuff. I've seen some videos and stuff. But I just don't like amp modeling at all. when it comes to modeling amplifiers, I just don't like the sound of it at all. And for me as a guitar player, I'm a very dynamic guitar player where I use my guitar volume knob all the time and I'm constantly riding that. Like if you check out my video where I'm playing in the rehearsal situation where I'm getting ready to hit the road, I did this POV video of this rehearsal that I did a few months back. And you can see on my guitar playing and even playing live in general. I have a bunch of live videos as well, so check that stuff out as well. But, I'm always riding this guitar volume knob. And for me, when I'm playing in the verse, I'm backing down. When I'm playing in the chorus, I'm raising the volume back up to be dynamically louder, more aggressive, right? And I really want to take the listener on a journey, right? So for me, I'm a very dynamic player. And with those amp modeling units, all of that stuff, I have never been able to find one that is as responsive to the guitar volume knob as an actual tube amp. So it's just not for me, all of that stuff is way overhyped. I would say that if you're a metal guitar player where you're playing with a lot of distortion and, you really just have a high gain sound and that's all you really use, then maybe for you, and the guitar volume knob is just on 10, literally everything's on 10, for you that may work well then in a situation like that, if you're a metal guitar player. But for the stuff that I do as a guitar player, any kind of rock stuff, any kind of country stuff, pop stuff, I'm very dynamic in my playing, and those things just don't respond at all to the guitar volume knob. So it's just not for me at all. Once again, I would say if you're a metal guitar player and you really only have one sound, it's just a high gain distortion sound, then that could work really well for you. But it's just not for me at all. I just don't like it. So let's see here. We have Hamil 444 in the house. I think this is a new name, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you. A lot of new names in today's live stream. That's awesome. Let's see. Just curious, I was wondering about the physical side of being a session musician. Is there a physical toll you've experienced from constantly hauling heavy amps and equipment? The physical side. So really with touring, it can be definitely a lot, especially if you're setting up all the stuff yourself. There's some gigs that I'll get on where there'll be a crew, of course, and they'll have stagehands there that are ready to go to unload the trailer. But yeah, I mean, man, if you're setting all this stuff up yourself, it definitely is heavy, man, for sure. I mean, it's these amps and these road cases and stuff. I mean, that's why really with touring, I just bring out a deluxe reverb, and that's pretty much it. Because even that in the road case, man, that's like 100 pounds, and you definitely got to be careful, especially with your fingers. You don't want to jam your finger up or something and on a road case or, bump into something and get hurt. So you really got to be careful. But yeah, I don't really, see it as that big of an issue, to be honest. I mean, I know a lot of people like to use those amp modelers, right, because they're so small and they're convenient and stuff, but I mean, is it really that big of a deal to have to carry a deluxe reverb or a Princeton? I just don't view it as that heavy. Of course, if you're bringing a stack, like you're bringing a Bogner 212 and a Marshall amp, a Marshall head, that gets to be a little bit heavy, but I just don't really mind. I don't think it's that big of a deal to haul this stuff around, So that's just my take on it. But let's see. So proud of you, Justin, your passion. You keep trying to improve the state of how you do musical business. I know your parents are very proud of you as well. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's, I love doing this stuff. I absolutely love music. I love playing guitar. I love traveling. I really enjoy it so much, There's a lot of challenges with it for sure. But, that said, I just absolutely love it, I love playing. I just love it, man. It's just my life. So I really appreciate it. Paulie's in the house. Hey, Paulie, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate it. Good tone is heavy. Yeah, for sure. It can be a little heavy for sure. But it's worth it. It's worth the sacrifice. I mean, I really don't view it to be that big of a deal. I think people way over dramatize, you know, carrying these amps and all this. I mean, I've been doing it for years now at this point. Like, what the hell? Why not? I mean, it's a part of it. Bring a deluxe reverb or bring a Bogner 212 and a Marshall head. I mean, it sounds great. I mean, that's what I know, and I just don't think it's that big of a deal. And for me, like, another thing with those amp modeling things too is and just the whole way that you use those, right, is like a lot of people will just go direct with them and there's no cabinet on stage or anything. But for me, like, I like having speakers move air behind me. There's a feeling to that on stage that it's what I know, it's what I'm used to. And whether it's a cabinet like a Bogner 212 or deluxe reverb that's just moving air behind me, I'm used to that. I'm used to that guitar hitting my back. And then I have a wedge or something, or if we are on ears, that's fine as well. I just like having that speaker behind me hitting my back. And I like having guitar in the side fills. I like having it in a wedge. I much prefer a wedge over in-ears for playing guitar. That's just my own opinion. But I just like having guitar hitting me in every direction. Behind me, in the wedge, side fills, maybe even hearing a little bit of the front of house. Like, I just like hearing guitar everywhere. I just immerse myself in that guitar sound. It really makes me play better. My ears will respond to it. My playing is just significantly better versus the in-ears, because the in-ears, the guitar sound is so direct and it's right here. And I just feel like I get so locked up in my own head when I'm playing with those in-ears. I just hate them. But a lot of bands use those, because they use tracks. So that's just a lot of people, they don't want to have a guide going on through a loud-ass wedge on stage. They just want to have it in the in-ears. And, that's just kind of something that a lot of bands do now. A lot of bands use tracks and, they just use ears. So, and also, too, for singing, I see the appeal with singing using in-ears. But for guitar players, it sucks, for sure. Let's see. Polly says here, was playing an all-original 1962 Strat yesterday, up for sale for $26,999. That's cool. That's awesome. I don't know what the conversion is to US on that, but that's a great year for the Strat. A 62, 63, 64, those years are really good for a Strat. I love my 64. Absolutely love it. It's the best Strat I've ever played, for sure. It's incredible. So, let's see. Is that the going rate over in the US too? I don't know what that conversion is to US on that. So I off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I'd be curious what that conversion is. But let's see. We got Sean in the house. Hey, Sean, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Another loyal supporter here. Let's see. Condition-wise, all original, but heavily worn both on the finish and the frets and neck. Okay, interesting. Let's see. Hamel says here, thanks for your response. And Paulie says here, 35. Ooh, man. 35 for a 62 Strat. That's man, I mean, in this market, it's hard to say. I mean, it seems a little high, to be honest. But if it is all original, man, that's pretty sweet. I mean, that's definitely cool. I think it just depends, you were saying that the condition was heavily worn on the finish and the frets and the neck. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That seems a little high for that. For sure. But, hey, if it's a great instrument and something that you just absolutely love, that's up to you, man. It's totally up to you and what you value it at, Of course, you have to check all the boxes, right, when you're spending that kind of money. Like, it has to be a solid investment. But, something like that's a 62 Strat, if it really is 100% original, I mean, you hold on to that for 5-10 years, it's going to appreciate so much in value. Because that's a big thing that people don't understand about these vintage guitars, right? Is like they don't think about that they only made so many of them, right? And how many of them, like my 335, for example, how many of them are really in that kind of condition that are still there after all of these years, all the way and survived from 1961 to 2024, right? There's not very many of them. So that's the thing. If you find one that truly is 100% original, that is in really good condition, there's no breaks, there's no routes, no BS, that's just an incredible investment because it'll just keep appreciating in value. And as I say, there's only so many of them out there, and they only made so many of them even back in those days. So that's the thing. So that's really something to consider. And when you find that instrument that is just that inspiring, that is just that incredible, it's very hard to say no to those, And that's how I felt about this 335. And, I got so lucky with this thing, man. It's just amazing. I mean, it literally came from the original owner, and I made an offer on it, and to my amazement, they countered me, and I just was like, oh my God, I have to do this. So I just made it happen, and it's in incredible condition. It's an incredible example, and something too that I wanted to talk about in today's live stream, and I thought it was just kind of funny because there was a guy that was giving me a bunch of hell for talking about my 335 and that it is all original, right? The only thing with it is that it has been refretted, which Carter Vintage decided to refret it because the frets were just so shot and so worn out. And the way that I view it as a player when I'm looking at these vintage guitars, right, is that as long as the frets are similar in size to what would originally be on there, I would much rather have new frets. I mean, if you actually want this thing to be playable and you actually want this thing to enjoy and you really want to be able to pick it up and play it and enjoy it and you want it to intonate perfectly, I mean, you have to get it refretted. You literally have to get it refretted. So I don't know how a new fret job, in my opinion, that does not affect the originality of it at all. I guess technically it doesn't have the original frets, but I don't want the original frets, right? I mean, the guitar is from 1961. Now it's 2024. I mean, those frets are so worn out and so shot. I mean, you're going to have to get it refretted. So it doesn't affect the value of it at all. It doesn't affect the originality of the guitar at all, in my opinion. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I just thought it was just kind of funny because there's somebody in the comments on my latest video that was giving me hell about that. And it's like, really? Like, this guy was viewing it that it's the same as if it were a changed pickup or a route or something in the body or a headstock break or something like this. Like, it's not a modification that affects the value of it at all. So to me, I don't even consider that as a part of the originality of the guitar because I know it's going to have to be refretted. It's just going to have to be done. So anyways, let's see here. Marsh Tube's in the house. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Sup, y'all? Sup? Let's see. Keith's World says here, oh, wow, I just fixed my Line 6 M5. Needed to take the feet off. Apparently a grounding issue. Glad I can use it again. Huh, that's interesting. Wow. That's bizarre. I wonder what was up with that. Interesting. Well, that's good. You got it fixed up, though. That's cool. Enjoy. Let's see. Polly says here, I'd take a 61 335 over a 62 Strat if I had to choose. Agree on the refret too. If I owned that 62, I mentioned I'd get it sent for frets the same day. Yeah, totally. I mean, and that's the thing, like, to even keep the original frets, I mean, there is no point in doing that. I mean, you got to be able to play it, and it's like, what the hell is the point of buying this thing if you can't even play it? I mean, it makes literally no sense. I mean, I guess if you're just going to hang it up and stare at this thing in a glass wall or something like this, glass case, okay, have the original frets on there, I guess, but you're just going to sit there and just stare at it, and not even actually be able to make art and be able to play it. it makes literally no sense. So what is the point in investing that much money into an instrument? Um, it's just what the hell is the point of that? I mean, just stare at it, I guess. Then it's weird. I don't get it. Let's see. Bjorn says here, refret, it makes the guitar sing. Yeah, totally, definitely. Let's see. I totally agree about the refretting. It's supposed to be usable, not an artifact. Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's supposed to be usable, man. Totally agree. We got Magic Matt in the house. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Collectors and players view the originality differently, I'm sure. I would want the fret job. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. I mean, with getting a fret job, though, it doesn't affect the value of it at all, right? I mean, so it's not something that's like a severe modification, as if, those PAF pickups were swapped, or there was a route, or the pots were changed out, or something like this, right? Or there's a headstock break, right? Like those are major, major modifications and major things that are up with these. But to just have new frets, I mean, that to me, and I see what you're saying. Collectors and players view it differently, I'm sure, but I don't know, man. I mean, again, at the same time, like, I guess it's one thing if you're just gonna hang it up and keep it in a glass case. I guess that's one way of approaching it. But man, I want to be able to play this stuff. So when I seen it was refretted, I was like, hell yes, that's great. Saves me $500. But yeah, it's really magical, man. I mean, that 335 is just, it's to die for, man. It is incredible. I got to get a Colton case for it. But those are amazing cases, by the way, for those that aren't familiar. They're just indestructible, man. They're just incredible cases. They're really expensive. They're like $1,500. So it's definitely a lot for a guitar case. But man, oh man, are those things amazing, man. They're just awesome. So I want to get one for my 335 and just keep it in there, and then I can, travel with it with that case. So definitely got to do that. But yeah, I love that 335, man. It is just amazing. It's really, really good. But let's see. Oh, I should take the time to mention here, folks, that looks like we have a great crowd here, a bunch more people that just joined up, so I really appreciate it. Thank you all so much for being here. It really means a lot to me. And, I do want to take the time to mention my one-on-one online consultations. I'm teaching people from all over the world, and it's just an amazing platform. It's absolutely incredible. It works so well. It is literally as if we are sitting right next to each other. It's just amazing. There's no glitching up. There's no freezing up. And you're actually seeing and hearing right now the exact setup that I use for these one-on-one online consultations. It's all shot in a 4K definition camera. It's all pro video and pro audio. And what's so cool with these lessons is that you'll actually get a recorded copy of the lesson itself at the very end. So that's what's so cool. And now you can download this video, you can rewatch it over and over and over again, and really be able to actually retain the information that I'm teaching within these actual lessons. So for some more information on this, hit me up today at jkm4231@gmail.com. That's going to be jkm4231@gmail.com. Take your guitar playing, your musicianship to the next level today. For some more information on this, again, just send me an email. I have it all laid out. And once again, folks, this setup is the exact setup that I use for these online lessons. It's a really amazing platform and just an amazing system. So cannot say enough good things about it. And also check out all the other links that I have linked down below in the description box. There's many ways that you can support this channel. And, folks, these live streams are truly a donation of time. So any and all support, if you guys would like to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar or the PayPal tip jar, or even throw a super chat here on today's live stream, any and all support is really, really appreciated. Thank you. Let's see here. Almost noon here. We've been going for just about an hour. Wow, that's awesome, man. It's crazy, man. These live streams just fly by. It's crazy. But let's see here. We have Sean in the house, and Sean says here, happy Sunday, Justin. Happy Sunday to you as well. How is your HX effects powered on the board? I think I have those big wall wart power supply. Oh man, yeah, that's the only thing with those. I forgot about those. Um, with those HX effects, they come with like this crazy big wall wart power supply that just sucks, man. It really sucks, to be honest. And they do take a lot of power. I don't even really know actually how this is wired up, to be honest. I had XTS do this for me years ago now at this point. So I'll have to report back to you on that. But yeah, I know that they take a lot of power for sure. And those wall wart power supplies suck, man. Like they're like that big brick, and trying to plug those into a quad box or something, man, it sucks. But yeah, it's definitely way better to have it powered on the pedal board. But yeah, I'm just using this M9 right now. I have used the HX effects though in the past on a different pedal board that I used. But I've really gone down to just this one pedal board. That's all I have. I do have a throw and go setup that's just like 4 or 5 pedal setup just on that Nano Plus. I actually did a video on it a little bit ago. But it's kind of a similar thing, man, to be honest. I mean, it's really the HX1 where it's just a condensed version of the HX effects. You can only get one effect on at a time. I was talking a little bit about that a little bit ago in today's live stream. But the HX1 is really cool. It's just a small condensed version of the HX effects. I have that on there. I have a light speed, an RC boost, GE7, and what else did I have on there? Oh yeah, and then I had the Strymon Brigadier, the delay pedal. That's really good. And then I just have that going into the HX1. But what's pretty cool with that HX1 is I actually have the drive section going into the effect loop of the HX1. So you have the RC boost, light speed, and the GE7 all in a row there, and those are all within the actual effect loop of the HX1. So that's what's really cool is now you can reposition these effects to be either pre-drive or post-drive. So that's how I have it routed on that pedal board there. And I love that setup. It's really, really awesome. So that's all on a Pedal Train Nano Plus, that pedal board there. And that's the way that I like to roll. Is I like to have 2 pedal boards. I like to have one that is a full-featured pedal board that's not too big, but is still really versatile and really can do a lot of different stuff. And then the Nano Plus or something like this, where it's more of a throw and go setup that's just a simple condensed down version of my versatile pedal board that just does everything. So, because not for every gig I want to be bringing even this classic one is this particular pedal board. I'm just looking down at it here now. But it's like 22 inches wide by 12 and a half tall. And that's just a lot of pedals, man. That's a lot of stuff going on. So sometimes for some of these smaller club gigs that I'll do like here in town every now and again, man, I just want to take a throw and go pedal board and throw down a deluxe reverb and just play. So that's the way that I like to do it. But everybody's different, But this main pedal board that I have here with this M9, man, it is just amazing. I mean, anything that you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to program up, anything I'm trying to get done for any of the music that I get hired on for here in Nashville, man, it does everything. I mean, I've never felt like I was limited in what I could program up in this thing. I mean, it just does everything. So yeah, I love that setup. But yeah, it's all great stuff. I absolutely love the Line 6 stuff. Cannot say enough good things about it, man. It's just awesome. And they're very easy to use too. That's another thing I'll say with that stuff, And by the way, I'm not getting paid by Line 6 to say any of this stuff. I just genuinely love this stuff. I literally use it all the time. I mean, I think it is some of the best technology, some of the best guitar pedals that's available. I mean, for the money, you cannot go wrong with it. I think it's just incredible. The drives, I don't like in them. I don't like the way they sound. I don't like that the top end digital thing that you get off of those. It just doesn't sound good to me. So I just use real analog drive pedals, but everything else is great, man. The delays, the modulations, even some of the filter stuff that they have going on in these things. I mean, it's crazy good. So Cannot recommend those enough. And if you're looking to purchase one of those, folks, click my Sweetwater link. I just get a small little commission off of the sale that's linked down below in the description box. Go and buy one from Sweetwater. Sweetwater is absolutely amazing. I mean, they're an incredible retailer. They literally have everything there, man. It is crazy the amount of gear that they have there. So go and check them out. They're a really awesome retailer, really knowledgeable as well. So definitely buy your gear from them. Oh, man. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm caught up. But yeah, folks, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box there. I'd be happy to answer it. Also, check out my one-on-one online consultations again. Send me an email at jkm4231@gmail.com. I'd be happy to get you down on the schedule here today. And I'd be happy to get you some more information on this stuff as well. As I say, folks, again, I cannot say enough good things about the platform. It really, really works well. And I really stand behind it. I've spent the money. I've put in the time to really get this thing really dialed in. And it is just incredible how well it works. So again, send me an email at jkm4231@gmail.com. Take your guitar playing, your musicianship to the next level today. Once again, that email is jkm4231@gmail.com. Thank you for that. Folks, I'm getting ready here this week. I'm hitting the road once again. I'm going to be hitting the road. I'm playing in Springfield, Illinois, and I'm playing somewhere in Iowa. I don't remember what area in particular, but I will be doing that this week, so I'll leave on Thursday. So I may be a little bit slow at getting videos up this week, but, I'm going to still try to get some more up there. I'll probably do another live stream, but it's probably going to be Friday or Saturday. Just stay tuned for that. It's a little weird out on the road because I don't know exactly what our schedule is going to be, and it can be kind of chaotic out there sometimes. So just stay tuned for that, and I will do another live stream though. But stay tuned as well, because if I'm here in Nashville, I will be doing a weekly live stream, which is this here is my weekly live stream every Sunday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's Central Standard Time too, by the way, folks. A lot of people have gotten confused. They thought that Nashville was on Eastern Time, but we are on Central Standard Time here in Nashville. So that is 11 a.m. Central Standard Time every Sunday. I will be going live here on YouTube, answering your questions and hanging out with everybody. I really enjoy doing these. I love being able to connect with everybody and just show my appreciation and show my thanks to everybody that watches my videos and watches my content and enjoys my music and my art. This is just one hell of a community that I've built up here. It's just been absolutely incredible. I've met a lot of people here now face to face, and these are just wonderful people. I mean, just amazing. And it's just been incredible. I mean, YouTube has completely changed my life. It's just been absolutely amazing. So I really enjoy doing this stuff, and cannot thank you all enough for all the support. Seriously. It really means a lot to me. I love being able to share my art and my music and these vintage guitars and just everything that I do here in Nashville with you guys. As of late, I've been doing a lot more POV videos where I've been sharing my experience with you guys on some of these acoustic duo gigs, some of these full band gigs I've been doing as of late. I have a bunch of videos up of all of these different gigs, out on the road there. I even have some sessions that I've done. I have all kinds of content, all kinds of videos that are up here. So go and check all that stuff out, folks. They're just really incredible videos, and these intros that I write, I also wanted to take the time to mention that as well. I do have 16 tracks available for sale over at bandcamp.com, and it's available for sale today for $19.99. They're actual YouTube intros that I've recorded and written for different videos that I've done on here. I had a lot of requests from people that they wanted just the audio of the actual intros themselves to be able to purchase and be able to download and to listen to. So I just made it available there at bandcamp.com. So go and check that stuff out. But these intros that I write, I really try to compose more of an actual composition rather than just playing a bunch of random shit. I really try to compose something, and you know, I really take the time to record it well, and I really feel that the guitar tones that I'm getting here on this channel are some of the best on YouTube. I mean, the stuff is just absolutely amazing. It sounds incredible. So go and check out my other videos. I have all kinds of intros up there. Check out that bandcamp.com. Go and make a purchase. It's $19.99, available today, bandcamp.com. Link down below in the description box. And, you know, I've got several other links down there as well if you guys would like to support the channel. You know, there's many ways you can support this channel. As I've been saying throughout this live stream, this is truly a donation of time, folks. So, you know, I'm really donating my time just to be able to connect with you guys and hang out with you guys. But the reality is that I'm basically doing this for free. So again, if you guys would like to support the channel, check out those links. If you guys want to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar, the PayPal tip jar, or even throw a super chat here in today's live stream, you know, check out my one-on-one online consultations. I offer all kinds of different stuff, and there's all kinds of different ways you can support this channel. So check that stuff out. Let's see. Once again, if you guys have any other questions for me, feel free to drop it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer it. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep going for here. Looks like we've been going for about an hour and 7 minutes here, just under. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep going. It's crazy how fast these things fly by, man. It's nuts. But a lot of fun. Always enjoy doing these, and yeah, I'm just super stoked. I'm back out on the road. I got the 61 335 that I just absolutely love. Original PAF pickups, original bridge, tailpiece, original pots, tuners, literally everything. It's all dialed in, and it's just an incredible example of one. So really, really happy to have it. And to me, you know, pre-65 335s are just the ultimate. And I really do notice a significant difference between the vintage 335s and the reissue 335s. There is just a huge feeling difference with the neck, especially the finish, just the tone of the instrument, just literally everything. I really feel the 335 is so different now compared to the pre-65 ones. But that's just my opinion. But I was just shopping around, you know, obviously, before I landed on getting the 61 335, and man, I tried some of those reissues out, and I did not like them, to be honest, at all. So really, really happy I just held out and just got this here, and really fortunate to have it for sure. But anyways, folks, I think that's all for today. You know, I really appreciate everybody being here. It really does mean a lot to me, and I appreciate everybody's support. Y'all stay tuned for a bunch more videos coming up here soon. Once again, thank you for all the support, all the great questions and comments today. And check out my one-on-one online consultations. Take your guitar playing, your musicianship to the next level today. Send me an email at jkm4231@gmail.com. That's jkm4231@gmail.com. That's linked down below in the description box. I'd be happy to send you all some more information on this. Once again, thank you so much. Really means a lot to me, all y'all's support. And we'll see y'all next time. Take care.